Have you ever looked in the mirror, wearing a skirt you once adored, and quietly asked yourself, why doesn't this feel right anymore? It still fits. The color still flatters, but somehow the reflection staring back feels unfamiliar. If that moment of doubt has ever visited you, please know you are not alone. Today, we're not just talking about fashion. We're talking about the woman you've become, because after 55, style is no longer about trends. It's about telling the truth of who you are, with softness, with strength, and with grace. In this video, we're going to explore the most common mistakes women over 55 make with midi skirts, and more importantly, how to fix them. From choosing the right length, to understanding proportions, to rediscovering the beauty of your shape. This is about making thoughtful choices that reflect your elegance, not erase your age. We'll talk about fabrics that flow instead of fight, shoes that lift instead of drag, and the quiet confidence that comes from knowing your clothes fit your life, not just your body. Because here's something no one tells you. You haven't aged out of beauty. You've grown into it. So if you've ever stood in front of your closet and thought, I want to feel like myself again, just more refined, more confident, more me, then you're in exactly the right place. Pour yourself a cup of tea, take a deep breath, and let's begin. Because even the most timeless skirt can work against you if it ends at the wrong place. And that's where we'll start. 1. The hidden power of the right length. Why 1 inch can make or break your look. Have you ever noticed how a beautiful skirt can somehow make you feel off? You love the color. The fabric feels soft and luxurious. But when you catch your reflection, something doesn't sit right. It might not be the shape. It's probably not the color. It's something more subtle and far more powerful. The length. Midi skirts are often seen as the safe, elegant choice for women over 55. They're modest, timeless, and easy to style, but they're also a double-edged sword. Why? Because the term midi is vague. It simply means the skirt ends somewhere between your knee and your ankle. But within that range lies a world of difference. When the hemline falls right at the widest part of your calf, it visually cuts your leg in half. This makes you appear shorter, your frame heavier, and your movement less fluid. The line breaks your natural flow, especially if you're petite or no longer have the sharply defined ankles you once did. Now, let's compare. A skirt that ends just below the knee or just above the ankle lands where your leg narrows again. And that simple shift changes everything. Your posture looks taller, your silhouette softens, your skirt suddenly enhances you instead of overpowering you. Let me give you a real example. Linda, a 63-year-old client of mine, stands just 5 feet 3 inches. She fell in love with a pleated midi skirt in the perfect shade of champagne. But every time she wore it, she said, why do I look shorter in photos? I feel like the skirt is swallowing me. Turns out the hem ended right at mid-calf, her widest point. We made one small change. She added a narrow belt, pulling the waistband slightly higher. The skirt lifted visually by just a couple of inches, and the transformation was instant. She looked taller, more graceful, and most importantly, more confident. And here's the best part. You don't need to run to a tailor to fix this. You can. Look for asymmetrical hems or side slits, which add vertical lines and break up bulk. Use a thin belt to raise the waist and shorten the skirt visually. Or even just pin or roll the hem while you test different lengths in front of a mirror. You'll know it's right the moment your legs look longer, your stance feels stronger, and your reflection says, yes, that's me. Because the perfect length isn't about trends. It's not about rules. It's about where your eye and your confidence naturally rise. The ideal hemline is the one that honors your shape, not hides it. And once that detail is right, everything else begins to fall into place. But before you take that next graceful step, there's something else that could be silently working against you, without you even realizing it. Let's talk about your shoes. 2. Midi and shoes, the silent sabotage, and how to fix it with style. A midi skirt can be one of the most elegant pieces in your wardrobe, but only if your shoes are working with it, not against it. You see, midi skirts cover the lower half of your leg, including the part that often adds the most visual lightness, your calves and ankles. When that area disappears, your shoes take center stage, and without the right pair, your entire outfit can feel heavier, shorter, or simply out of balance. It's a common mistake, and one that stylish women make without even realizing. Let's talk about 3 types of shoes that quietly sabotage a midi skirt. First, chunky sneakers. While comfortable and trendy, their thick soles create a heavy base. They draw the eye downward and break the flow of your silhouette. Second, ballet flats. These may feel feminine, but without structure or shape. They do nothing to extend the leg or lift the look. In fact, they often make the outfit appear flat and ungrounded. Third, ankle strap sandals with thick bands. These can cut off the leg at its narrowest point, the ankle, and create a harsh line that shortens your visual height. But don't worry. You don't need to reach for high heels to correct this. What you need is balance. Here are 3 styles that work beautifully with midi skirts, even if you prefer to stay close to the ground. Pointed toe flats in a nude or matching tone, low block heels with a clean, structured design, sleek ankle boots that follow the shape of your leg without adding bulk. These options bring lift and line without sacrificing comfort. Now, let's talk about a powerful concept in style: visual continuity. This means your shoes and legs, or your shoes and skirt, create one smooth, uninterrupted visual line. When your shoes match your skin tone or your hemline, the eye travels naturally from top to bottom. This gives the illusion of longer legs, better posture, and effortless elegance. Let me share a quick example. One of my clients wore a gorgeous pleated midi skirt in soft beige. She paired it with a tucked blouse and delicate jewelry. A stunning look, but she finished it with bright white sneakers. While the shoes were comfortable and modern, they created a stark contrast. The eye jumped straight to her feet, and the rest of the outfit lost its flow. We swapped those sneakers for nude pointed-toe loafers, and everything changed. Suddenly, she looked taller. Her outfit felt lighter, and most importantly, she felt like herself again. And that brings me to a gentle reminder I often share with my clients. Don't match your shoes to your mood. Match them to your proportions. Yes, style is about expression. But when it comes to midi skirts, the goal is to support your silhouette, not interrupt it, because the right shoes don't just complete your outfit. They lift your whole presence. And when your foundation is this thoughtfully balanced, you start to move differently. More fluid, more confident, more free. Now that your length is right and your shoes are doing their job, it's time to look at something even more subtle, but just as important, the fabric. Because even with the best styling, the wrong material can quietly add bulk, stiffness, or years to your look. Let's explore that next. 3. Fabrics that flow versus fabrics that fight. What your skirt is really saying. You've got the right length. You've chosen shoes that lift, not weigh you down. But something about your outfit still doesn't feel quite right. The culprit might not be what you see, but what you feel. Because sometimes the most beautiful skirt can quietly work against you when it's made from the wrong fabric. Not all materials behave the same. And as we mature, what used to feel structured can suddenly feel stiff. What once held its shape might now be holding us back. Think about this. Have you ever worn a skirt that made it hard to sit comfortably? That ballooned around the hips or stood out at the hem like a bell? Chances are it was made from heavy cotton, rigid denim, or thick tweed. Fabrics that don't flow. They don't move with you. They just sit there. Now compare that to slipping on a skirt made from viscose, soft crepe, or a silk blend. The fabric glides. It moves with your body. It responds when you walk, even when you breathe. You don't just look lighter. You feel lighter. I remember Carol, 62, who told me, "I love the idea of skirts, but every time I wear one, I feel frumpy." When we looked through her closet, it was filled with thick twill and rigid weaves. The shapes were lovely, but the fabrics were fighting her. We replaced them with soft jersey knits and crepe A lines, and just like that, her style changed. Her energy changed. She told me, "I feel like the skirt walks with me, not behind me." That's exactly the feeling we're after. So let's look at some fabric choices more closely. Stiff cottons, tweeds, and heavy denim may offer structure, but they often create bulk and resist movement. Soft crepe, viscose, silk blends, and quality jersey skim the body without clinging. They drape, they breathe, they let you be. Depending on the season, you can adjust without losing that softness. In summer, reach for airy viscose or light silk blends. In fall, try modal or light wool that holds shape but still flows. In winter, ponte knit or drapey wool keeps you warm without weighing you down. In spring, crepe and fluid jersey feel fresh and effortless. Then, there are the details many overlook, but they matter. Too much shine, like overly glossy satin, can highlight the wrong areas. Overly matte fabrics may absorb light and make your outfit feel flat or heavy. Wrinkle-prone linen can look relaxed or rushed. No stretch at all can feel rigid. Too much, and it hugs too tightly. What you want is balance. a fabric that holds its elegance without holding you hostage. So ask yourself this: when I walk into a room, does my skirt move with me or against me? That simple question reveals everything, because after 55, comfort isn't just physical, it's emotional. It's about choosing clothes that support your body and your spirit. Anti-aging style isn't about hiding. It's about wearing fabrics that speak softly and let you shine louder. And now that we've let the fabric move with us, it's time to revisit something we sometimes try to hide, but that still holds quiet power: your waistline. Yes, it's there. And yes, it matters more than you think. 4. Waistline wisdom: rediscovering your shape at every age. As we age, one part of the body many women quietly stop paying attention to is the waistline. It usually starts with a simple thought: I want to hide my belly. Or, my waist isn't what it used to be. And so, we begin to choose longer tops, looser sweaters, layers that float rather than fit. But over time, this habit has a cost, because in trying to hide one part of ourselves, we unintentionally blur the natural beauty of our shape. One of the most common style mistakes I see is this: a long blouse, worn untucked over a midi skirt, no break in the fabric, no defined shape, no visual pause for the eye to land. Just layers. It doesn't make us look slimmer, it makes us look invisible. But here's the truth: you don't need tight clothes to look put together. You need balance. A simple formula I love is this: tight waist, soft skirt, defined neckline. It gently brings back shape and proportion without ever sacrificing comfort, and it works across all body types. If you're apple-shaped, where the fullness is around your middle, try tops with soft shaping through the bust. Nothing clingy, nothing stiff. Add a wrap skirt or soft pleats that gently suggest a waistline without pressure. If you're pear-shaped, wider at the hips, bring the attention upward. Choose a blouse in a lighter tone with details near the shoulder or neckline. Let your skirt stay darker, simpler, and flowing. Even if you feel like your waist has disappeared, I promise you, it hasn't. It's still there. It just needs a soft reintroduction. Try a front tuck, just the front of your blouse, gently tucked into your skirt. Or add a slim neutral belt, not to squeeze, but to signal. Choose tops with tie fronts, wrap closures, or even a subtle peplum hem. These all create the impression of a waist without showing much at all. But avoid this one trap: volume on top plus volume on bottom. It overwhelms the frame and hides the very beauty we're trying to bring out. Because this isn't about showing skin. It's not about squeezing into something tight. It's about honoring your current shape and allowing your clothes to reflect it. Your waist is not lost. It's just waiting to be acknowledged. And when you do, something shifts. You look more polished. Your skirt flows with more intention. You walk with a quiet kind of pride, because now your outfit has structure. And so do you. And now that your shape is softly defined, let's turn to the next element: the colors and patterns we place on that shape. Because what your skirt is saying might depend entirely on its print. 5. Patterns and colors. How to choose prints. That lift, not date, your look. Once you've found the right shape and brought gentle definition back to your waistline, there's another layer that speaks before you even say a word: the pattern and the color you choose to wear. Because even the most flattering cut can be undone by a print that pulls you backward or a color that washes you out. Let's begin with prints. There are certain patterns that may have served us well in the past, but now, without realizing, they quietly age us. I'm talking about tiny, scattered florals that resemble wallpaper. Loud, chaotic prints with 5 or 6 colors all clashing for attention. Cartoonish or seasonal motifs that feel more like costumes than style. And even overly bright neons or pale pastels that lack depth. These prints don't necessarily look bad, but they often send the wrong message. They distract from your presence instead of supporting it. The good news? You don't have to give up prints. You just need to choose ones that feel intentional. Look for patterns that breathe, larger scale florals, or abstract shapes with soft movement, geometric designs that offer quiet structure, and focus on tonal palettes, color stories where shades live in the same family. This creates calm, balance, and elegance, instead of noise. One of the easiest tricks? If your skirt has a strong print, pair it with a solid neutral top. Let the blouse be your grounding piece, something in ivory, taupe, slate, or soft black. This brings the attention back up to your face, where it belongs. And speaking of color, let's talk about how it works with your skin. As we grow older, our skin often becomes softer, with less natural contrast. That means some colors we used to love, like stark white, jet black, or icy tones, might suddenly feel harsh or draining. Instead of fighting that shift, we can lean into it with warm, grounded tones that bring our skin back to life. Try slate blue, cool but not cold. Warm taupe, elegant and earthy. Olive green, rich and balanced. Burgundy or deep teal, both timeless and flattering. And ivory, a softer, kinder version of white. These shades bring a subtle glow. They work with your skin, not against it. Because color isn't just decoration, it's communication. It says, this is how I carry myself today. And print, that's your punctuation. It adds movement, rhythm, and personality, but only if you choose it with care. Here's what I believe. You haven't outgrown color. You've simply outgrown the noise. You've earned the right to be seen clearly, not through trendy distractions, but through thoughtful choices that lift you. When your skirt tells the right story, people don't just see a nice outfit. They see a woman who knows who she is and dresses like it. And now that you've chosen the colors and prints that support you, there's one final piece that can either bring it all together or quietly pull it apart. Let's take a look at the top half and why even the best skirt needs the right blouse to truly shine. 6. The top half mistake. Why the wrong blouse can undo a perfect skirt. You've styled everything with care. The skirt is perfect, flattering in shape, graceful in movement. Your shoes give you lift, your print feels modern, and your colors light up your face. But then you add a blouse, and suddenly, something feels off. It's a quiet shift, but it happens more often than you think, because even the most beautiful midi skirt can be undone by the wrong choice of top. As women, especially after 55, we're often drawn to tops that feel safe, loose, long, comfortable, the kind that covers everything, including, unfortunately, our shape. You reach for a blouse that flows, a cardigan that drapes, a tunic that stretches past your hips, and before you know it, you've covered the very part of your outfit that gives it structure and balance. The result? A look that feels bulky, disconnected, and heavy. The skirt loses its elegance, and your frame loses its natural lines. But here's the truth. You don't need tight clothing to fix this. You need balance. There's a simple rule that makes all the difference. Volume on the bottom, keep structure on top. Volume on top, keep it sleek on the bottom. It's about giving the eye a clear visual rhythm. So, if your skirt is pleated, flared, or flowing, your blouse should offer some shape. A soft knit that hugs gently, a blouse that tucks neatly, a cropped cardigan or jacket that stops at your waist or hip bone. And if your top is loose or draped, let your skirt be more tailored. A-line, pencil, or something that gently narrows as it falls. Layering helps too, when done thoughtfully. In fall, try a fitted knit under a soft-shouldered blazer. In winter, layer a slim turtleneck with a wrap coat that creates a long line. In spring, choose a short denim jacket or cropped knit to frame your outfit. In summer, go for sleeveless blouses with darts or subtle waist shaping. Each season offers a chance to dress with comfort and structure, because your top half should do more than just cover you. It should honor your shape, frame your outfit, support the story your skirt is trying to tell. So the next time you reach for that blouse, ask yourself, is this helping my skirt or hiding it? Because even the best skirt deserves a supporting co-star, not a scene stealer. When the top and bottom work in harmony, your outfit doesn't just look beautiful, it feels complete. And now that your look is polished from top to bottom, there's only one last element left to master: where you're going. Because style isn't just about what you wear, it's also about when and how you wear it. Let's talk about occasion and why matching your outfit to the moment is the final step in timeless dressing. 7. Dressing for the occasion. Why context is queen after 55. You've styled your skirt with care, you've found the right length, chosen the perfect shoes, balanced your silhouette, and let your colors reflect who you are. But there's one final element that quietly determines whether your outfit truly lands or quietly misses the moment. And that element is context. Because no matter how beautiful your skirt is, if it doesn't suit the occasion, it won't feel right. This is a style mistake many women over 55 make, and not because of lack of taste. Sometimes we dress too formal for a casual lunch and feel out of place the moment we walk in. Other times we go too relaxed for an evening out and end up wishing we'd honored the moment just a little more. And when that mismatch happens, something inside us dims. It's not that we look wrong, it's that we feel out of sync with the moment. That's why I always suggest asking yourself 3 gentle questions before choosing what to wear. Where am I going? Who am I meeting? And how do I want to feel when I get there? Because these questions aren't just about outfits. They're about intention. They help you show up fully in your body, your energy, and your presence. Let's explore a few different scenarios and how to let your skirt adapt to each with ease. First, casual moments, running errands, meeting a friend for coffee, Saturday brunch. Try pairing your midi with a soft cotton tee or a relaxed blouse. Tuck it in gently. Slip on loafers or clean sneakers. Layer with a denim jacket or lightweight cardigan. This look says, I'm comfortable, I'm present, and I still feel like myself. Next, smart casual settings. Think church, gallery visits, afternoon tea, or daytime events. This is where your skirt can feel quietly polished. Choose one in a subtle print or solid tone. Pair it with a blouse that has structure, maybe a cuffed sleeve or gentle collar. Add refined flats or low heels. And consider a soft blazer or silk scarf to complete the look. It's dressed up but never overdone. And finally, evenings and special occasions. Dinner out, a concert, a family celebration. This is where your midi can shine, literally. Opt for satin, silk, or fabrics with fluid movement and a soft sheen. Pair it with a blouse that feels elevated, perhaps with texture, color depth, or elegant drape. Add a heeled mule or slingback. Finish with statement earrings or a delicate necklace, and drape a shawl or wrap coat over your shoulders for warmth and grace. This look doesn't chase youth, it honors experience with confidence and ease. Because here's the truth. Your skirt doesn't need to change, your styling does. And when you align your outfit with your intention, you don't just look well dressed, you feel at home in your own skin. That, to me, is the heart of timeless style. Now that you've explored every detail, from fabric to fit, from pattern to posture, from balance to occasion, take a breath. Because what you've built isn't just an outfit. It's a reflection of a woman who knows who she is and dresses like it. So let's take a moment to look back. What did we really discover today? That a skirt, something so simple, can be so much more when you choose it with intention. We've learned that length matters, that shoes can lift or drag, that fabric can flow or fight, that your waist, no matter its shape, still deserves to be seen, that colors and patterns carry meaning, that your blouse must balance, not bury, and that where you wear something is just as important as how you wear it. But most importantly, we've learned this. Style after 55 isn't about following rules. It's about returning to yourself. Every choice, every tuck, every fabric, every finish can either bring you closer to the woman you are today or further from the one you've outgrown. So the next time you slip on a midi skirt, don't ask, does this look trendy? Ask, does this feel like me, the version of me I want to carry forward? Because when your outfit reflects who you are, you don't have to try so hard to be seen. You simply show up, and your presence speaks for itself. If this video spoke to you in any way, if it made you feel more seen, more confident, or just more curious about your own reflection, I'd love to hear from you. What was the one tip or moment that made you pause and think, yes, that's what I've been missing? Leave a comment below. Let's turn this into a space where women like us remind each other of everything we still are, and all we're still becoming. And if you'd like more inspiration, styling guidance, or simply a place where elegance has no expiration date, make sure to like, subscribe, and share this with another woman who deserves to feel as radiant as she truly is. Because style isn't about youth, it's about you, showing up fully, beautifully now